A business analyst, BA, is someone who analyzes an organization or business domain, real or hypothetical, and documents its business or processes or systems, assessing the business model or its integration with technology. The role of a systems analyst can also be defined as a bridge between the business problems and the technology solutions. Here, business problems can be anything about business systems, for example the model, process, or method. The technology solutions can be the use of technology architecture, tools, or software application. System analysts are required to analyze, transform and ultimately resolve the business problems with the help of technology. A business analyst may also be known as IT business analyst, business analyst, business process analyst, requirements engineer, business systems analyst, systems analyst, data analyst, functional architect, usability, UX analyst. BA responsibilities: communicate the benefits of your recommendations across departments and help to address any uncertainty and concern. Work with external stakeholders to understand and investigate feedback into the service/function/product provided. Use data modeling practices to analyze your findings and create suggestions for strategic and operational improvements and changes. Consider the opportunities and potential risks attached to the suggestions you have made. Identify the processes and information technology required to introduce your recommendations. Gain agreement, usually from senior management, of the best method of introducing your recommendations to the business. Produce written documentation to support your work, report on your findings and to present to stakeholders when necessary. Support the staff and teams in making the recommended changes, including helping to resolve any issues. Communicate with internal colleagues to understand the needs of departments and the organization as a whole. Ensure plans are made and processes are created to evaluate the impact of the changes made, including taking responsibility for overseeing and reporting on this evaluation. What is business analyst? A business analyst is the one who analyzes the business of an organization. The core duty of a business analyst is requirements management. Or, business analysis is the task of understanding business change needs, assessing the business impact of those changes, capturing, analyzing and documenting requirements and supporting the communication and delivery of requirements with relevant stakeholders. What do you see as the key skills of a business analyst? There are several skills required to be a successful BA. They are not just limited to your work. These skills even include your personal qualities and approach towards your clients. Some of the key skills expected from any business analyst are: good communication skills, leadership skills, analytical skills, customer service skills, strategic thinking approach, collaborating with other employees and colleagues, customer-oriented, ability to drive and adapt to the changes. What does business analytics mean? BA is a catch-all expression for approaches and technologies you can use to access and explore your company's data, with a view to drawing out new, useful insights to improve business planning and boost future performance. Typically, this involves using statistical analysis and predictive modeling to establish trends, figuring out why things are happening, and making an educated guess about how things will pan out in the future. What about business intelligence? BI is also about accessing and exploring your organization's data. And, again, the ultimate goals are to better understand how the business is doing, make better informed decisions that improve performance, and create new strategic opportunities for growth. But on the whole, BI is more concerned with what's and the hows than the whys. BI lets you apply chosen metrics to potentially huge, unstructured datasets, and covers querying, data mining, online analytical processing, OLAP, and reporting, as well as business performance monitoring, predictive and prescriptive analytics. What is the definition of BCG matrix? BCG matrix is a framework created by Boston Consulting Group to evaluate the strategic position of the business brand portfolio and its potential. It classifies business portfolio into 4 categories based on industry attractiveness, growth rate of that industry, and competitive position, relative market share. What is the difference between business intelligence and business analytics? While superficially similar, the difference between business intelligence versus business analytics is clear. BI uses past and current data to optimize the present for current success. BA uses the past and analyzes the present to prepare companies for the future. Can you name the tools that are helpful for business analyst? Documentation, MS Word. Knowing how to use Word is not an end in itself but a means to various ends. What really matters is to put Word to effective use for the unique, specific purposes of your project. Presentation, MS PowerPoint. Similar rules as above. Data analysis, MS Excel, SQL querying. Modeling, flowcharts, MS Visio, eDraw. Wireframing, mockups, Pencil, Balsamiq Mississippi Visio. Communication, collaboration, a good understanding of how to effectively use email, chat, phone, audio and video conferencing, web meeting, shared network, cloud storage systems, SVN. What is benchmarking? Benchmarking is comparing one's business processes and performance metrics to industry bests and best practices from other companies. In project management, benchmarking can also support the selection, planning and delivery of projects. Dimensions typically measured are quality, time and cost. In the process of best practice benchmarking, management identifies the best firms in their industry, or in another industry where similar processes exist, and compares the results and processes of those studied, the targets, to one's own results and processes. In this way, they learn how well the targets perform and, more importantly, the business processes that explain why these firms are successful. According to National Council on Measurement in Education, benchmark assessments, too, are short assessments used by teachers at various times throughout the school year to monitor student progress in some area of the school curriculum. These also are known as interim assessments. What are the tasks that are not part of a BA's job? A business analyst is not intended to organize the project team meetings. A business analyst should not bother regarding the risks and issues tracker of a project. A business analyst should not perform activities like testing, executing the TCs, coding or programming. What is the difference between an issue and a risk? First of all, let's look at the high-level difference between issues and risks. Issues. Present-focused. Always negative. Documented in issue register. Response will be issue workaround. Risks. Future-focused. Can be positive, or negative. Documented in risk register. Response will be done based on risk response planning. In short, the main difference between an issue and a risk is the time and the level of impact on the project. Issues are current events that have little effect on the project and solving them is usually easy. Risks are future events that may have severe effects on the project and solving them requires ingenuity. What is a misuse case? Misuse cases were described for the first time in 2001 by Guttorm Sindre and Andreas Opdahl, 2 Norwegian professors in the area of information system development, for requirements in the area of system security. They explained the known requirements process with use cases and use cases diagrams. A misuse case can be imagined as an inside-out use case, so, a feature that should not be implementable in a system. It offers another viewpoint of the system to manage security requirements. Above all, these requirements are very meaningful according to the Kano model of stakeholder satisfaction. an activity performed by a user which in turn causes system failure. It may be a malicious activity. As it is misguiding the system function flow, it is termed as misuse case. What are advantages of misuse cases? Quality is increased because non-functional requirements are noticed. Developers and customers can better understand the system. Model is easy to understand and use. Measures are immediately visible because risks and countermeasures are visualized. Risk analysis is possible early on. Risks can be recognized customer-specifically. Traceability is ensured because features to increase security have to be revised. What is a flowchart and why it is important? Flowchart shows complete flow of system through symbols and diagrams. It is important because it makes the system easy to understand for developers and all concerned people. What is use case? A use case is a methodology used in system analysis to identify, clarify, and organize system requirements. The use case is made up of a set of possible sequences of interactions between systems and users in a particular environment and related to a particular goal. It consists of a group of elements, for example, classes and interfaces, that can be used together in a way that will have an effect larger than the sum of the separate elements combined. The use case should contain all system activities that have significance to the users. A use case can be thought of as a collection of possible scenarios related to a particular goal. Indeed, the use case and goal are sometimes considered to be synonymous. Name the two documents related to a use case. The two documents are FRD, Functional Requirement Document, and SDD, System Design Document. What is the difference between high-level and low-level use case? High-level use case diagram gives you a snapshot for your system and contains many processes within it. Low-level use case diagram will describe one process in details with alternative flow, exception and exclude descriptions. What is difference between fish model and V model? Fish model is comparatively very costly and time-consuming, while V model requires less time and cost. Moreover, fish model is used when there were no ambiguities in the customer's requirements. Otherwise, other model is preferred. Explain equivalence class. Equivalence class. A mathematical concept is a subset of given set induced by an equivalence relation on that given set. If the given set is empty, then the equivalence relation is empty and there are no equivalence classes. Otherwise, the equivalence relation and its concomitant equivalence classes are all non-empty. Elements of an equivalence class are said to be equivalent under the equivalence relation to all the other elements of the same equivalence class. For each equivalence relation there is a collection of equivalence classes. Any two different equivalence classes are disjoint and the union over all of the equivalence classes is the given set. Equivalence classes and their corresponding equivalence relation are defined in set theory, a vital foundation for mathematics and those fields that use mathematics. More details can be found in a study of equivalence relation. What is UML? UML, Unified Modeling Language, is a modeling standard in the field of object-oriented software systems. It has been standardized by OMG, Object Management Group, after being developed by Rational Corp, Booch Group. UML is a modeling language which puts together several diagrammatic views which can be used for any stage of the software development life cycle. UML was designed basically to provide a common platform for all the stakeholders in a project, starting from the end users, analysts, designer, and developers etc., who are vital to the success of the project. So, in a way it cut down the miscommunication of the requirements and the display of the design in one common language which is understandable by everyone concerned. Mention the components of UML. UML uses many concepts from many sources. For structure, actor, attribute, class, component, interface, object, and package. For behavior, activity, event, message, method, operation, state, use case. For relationships, aggregation, association, composition, depends, generalization, or inheritance. Other concepts, stereotype. It qualifies the symbol it is attached to.
Subscribe to our channel, Interview Gig. Visit our website for more articles and interview questions and answers. www.interviewgig.com. Like, share and comment. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Click the bell button for latest updates.